Okay, in this video, we'll briefly show you how to graph a quadratic function using the vertex formula. And if it's in the standard form of ax squared plus bx plus c, then the vertex is going to be the coordinates of x comma y, okay? So we need to know the x coordinate and the y coordinate of that function. And we can simply find that by using the following formula, which is going to be if you want to find the x coordinate of that vertex, right? Don't forget, this is the vertex, or the coordinates of the vertex, x comma y. So if you want to find that first x coordinate, then you need to use the following formula, okay, which is x equals minus b over 2a. And then once you find that, okay, you notice the coefficients of a and b, and then you plug it into this formula, and then you'll get your x coordinate. Once you have your x coordinate, then you substitute x into the function. Okay, so basically we plug in, the next thing was you plug in you plug in x into the function f of x to get y, okay? So we're going to do an example, so this will make sense for you. You're going to see that it's pretty easy, very straightforward. Once you have the coordinates of the vertex, then that's what you need to graph, and then just look at it whether it concaves up or down. You know what I mean? And you look at the a coefficient to determine that, and that's it. It's really all you do. Okay, so let's look at an example. Okay. So let's look at this example, and we'll graph. Okay, so we have f of x equals x squared minus 4x plus 4. And let's graph that, okay? So it's important to use the formula that's given. So we want to find x equals minus b over 2a. And the first thing we want to do is determine what the a and b coefficients are. So remember, the a coefficient is in front of the x squared. So, my a is going to equal 1 in that case, because there's an imaginary, 1 over here. My b coefficient is going to be this guy, so it's going to be equals negative 4. And then once we have that, then we plug it in, okay? So minus, and then we said b was negative 4 over 2, and then a is going to be 1. So again, a negative and a negative is a positive 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay, so my x coordinate is going to be 2, right? And then now we take that 2, okay? So remember, x is going to be 2, okay? And then we get our function. Okay, so we said x equals 2. Now to get y, remember f of x is y. It's the same thing, okay? So we'll label that function as y. And then we have x squared minus 4x plus 4. That's our function. So remember, the notation of f of x is equal y. It's the same notation. So we're going to plug in 2 for x, because that's what we said it was right here. So we're going to take that 2 and plug it in. See what I'm saying? Plug it in, okay? here, let me just show you, let me just color code it so you can see. Okay, so we're going to take the 2, plug that in. So, in blue is where I'm plugging in the X, you know what I mean? So you can see it. And now it's just a matter of figuring out the arithmetic here, right? So 2 squared is going to be obviously 4 minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, and then plus 4. So that's going to equal, well, 4 minus 8 is minus 4, and then minus 4 plus 4 is going to be 0. So my y coordinate is 0, and then my x coordinate is 2. So what does that mean? That means that my vertex is going to be 2, 0. Okay? So that my vertex, so I'm going to say, therefore, my vertex is 2, 0, because my x was 2 and my y is 0 from here. Okay? So remember, this one's y equals 0. And we graph that. Okay? So where do I put it? Let's use a different color here. So 2 units. Okay, so 2 units to the right. 1, 2, and then right there. So my x is 2 units to the right, and then 0 means it's not going up or down. Now look at the a coefficient. The a coefficient is positive. Okay, so it's going to be right side up. Just kind of, draw a parabola that's right side up. What is my axis of image? So let's do the vertex is, like I said, we already said was 2, 0, right? And then this right here is called the axis of symmetry. So we might as well mention it. And that means it's cutting through the x-axis. If you go over here, it's going to cut the axis or intercept the x-axis at 2. So my line is x equals 2. And the vertical lines always have x equals something because it's crossing the x-axis. Horizontal lines cross the y-axis, so it'll be y equals something. Okay, and there you have it. Okay, so that is how you do that. So let's do one more example. Okay, let's look at one more example, just so you know how to do this. Okay, so let's use our formula, x equals minus b over 2a. So again, my b coefficient is negative 4, so I'll put that over there. This negative is part of the original formula. And then we did 2 times a. Well, look at the a coefficient. The a coefficient is 2. So we're going to put in 2 there. Okay? And then this was my b coefficient, negative 4. Well, we know negative and a negative is a positive. Okay? So that's a positive 4. And then 2 times 2 is 4. And then you divide that and you get 1. So x is going to be 1. And then we take my original function, 2, and then we're going to replace x with 1. And now it's just simple arithmetic, right? 1 squared is 1, and 1 squared is 1, and then you times that by 2, and you get 2. Minus 4 times 1 is minus 4, and then that's plus 5. So y is going to equal 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 5 is positive 3. Okay, so what is my vertex? My vertex is 1, 3. Okay? And that's 1 unit to the right, 3 units up, 1, 2, 3. So that's right over here. Okay? So You know, we're going 1 unit to the right, and then we go up 3 from that point on. And that's my vertex, so I can literally just graph it. Okay, so my vertex is 1, 3. If you want to do that, the axis of symmetry is here. So the axis of symmetry is going to be x equals, where is it crossing the x-axis? If I extrapolate that down, right? If I extrapolate that down right here, it's going to cross at +1. So my axis of symmetry is x equals 1, if you were ever asked that, okay? And that's all there is to it. Just have to use that vertex formula, minus b over 2a to get your x coordinate. Once you have your x coordinate, throw it back into the original function that's given to get your y coordinate, and then your vertex is just x comma y in that order, and that's your vertex. You plot that on the graph, that gives you the vertex. You look at the a coefficient. Again, the a coefficient is +2, which is next to the x squared, and then that's going to tell me, yep, that's going to be concave upward. Okay, and then the axis of symmetry will literally cut the graph in half vertically. Okay, and that's it. So, okay, I hope this video was very helpful. Thank you for watching.